I was helping a friend set up his home office last fall when he pulled up a product page for a chair that had, and I counted, 14 bullet points describing its features. Lumbar curve technology, breathable aerospace-grade mesh, dynamic pressure distribution. The price was $160. He scrolled past every spec that would have told him whether the chair would actually fit his body and landed on the one line that closed the deal. 4.7 stars, 12,000 reviews. He bought it. 3 months later, he was shopping again because his lower back seized up every afternoon around 2 o'clock. That pattern, marketing language replacing measurement, star rating substituting for dimensional fit, runs through a $17.6 billion global office chair market, according to Fortune Business Insights' 2024 valuation. And the gap between what gets advertised and what the research says actually prevents pain is specific enough to measure. A 2025 study published in Scientific Reports found that 80.08% of office workers suffer from work-related musculoskeletal disorders. The most commonly affected areas were the neck at 58.6%, the lower back at 52.5%, and the shoulders at 37.4%. The researchers used the ROSA method to evaluate workstations, and the component that scored worst, the one most consistently exceeding recommended risk thresholds, was the chair. That same study found significant associations between chair height alone and pain in the knees, shoulders, and upper back, with a p-value under 0.01. Not the mesh type, not the brand, the height setting. According to OSHA guidelines and the BIFMAG-1, 2013 ergonomics guideline, a chair that can legitimately be called ergonomic needs at least 5 independent adjustment points: seat height, seat depth, lumbar support in both height and depth, backrest tilt, and armrest position. Seat height needs to cover a range of roughly 16 to 21 inches to accommodate users from 5 feet to 6'4". When a chair sits too high, the front edge compresses the soft tissue behind the thigh and restricts blood flow. Too low, and the pelvis tilts backward, flattening the lumbar curve and loading the intervertebral discs. Seat depth should measure between 15 and 18 inches, with 2 to 3 inches of clearance between the seat's front edge and the back of the knees, a specification from the BIFMA guideline itself. Without that clearance, there's a forced choice: sit all the way back and let the seat edge dig into your legs, or perch forward and abandon lumbar support entirely. Adjustable seat depth eliminates the choice. Lumbar support needs both vertical and horizontal adjustment because the lumbar curve sits at different heights on different spines, and the pressure that feels supportive varies by person. A fixed lumbar pad at a single height is a guess. An adjustable one is a measurement. Armrests set correctly, with elbows at 90 to 110 degrees and forearms parallel to the desk, take load off the trapezius muscles. Too low, they pull the shoulders down. Too wide, the elbows drift outward, increasing shoulder fatigue across an 8-hour day. This is where the industry's incentive structure starts to show. A NSI BIFMAX 5.1, the most widely cited chair standard, tests for structural integrity, drop tests on the base, pull tests on the armrests, 100,000 recline cycles. It is a durability standard. It tells you the chair won't collapse. It does not tell you the chair will support your spine. As noted in a 2026 workstation white paper, a chair that passes a 225-pound backrest test might still have mesh that sags after 6 months, delivering 0 effective lumbar support. The European standard, EN 1335, goes further by requiring minimum dimensional ranges for adjustability, tested by independent labs rather than the manufacturer. But neither standard guarantees ergonomic fit. They guarantee the chair won't break. That distinction is almost never explained on a product page. If you're sorting through spec sheets right now, or worse, sorting by star rating, the question to ask isn't whether a chair looks comfortable in a photo or whether 12,000 strangers liked it. The question is whether it adjusts in the 5 dimensions your particular body needs, and whether those adjustments cover the ranges that match your height, your leg length, and your desk setup. That's a measurement problem, not a shopping problem. The Steelcase Leap V2 scored 90 out of 100 on adjustability in comparative testing. It has 4D armrests, height, width, depth, and angle. Its seat depth slider covers 2 inches of femur range, fitting users from 5'2" to 6'4" without changing frames. Its lumbar pad adjusts independently in both height and firmness. The 12-year warranty covers 24/7 use up to 400 pounds. At roughly $1,600 new, it costs $116 per year over its warranted life. Refurbished units run around $649. The Herman Miller. Aaron scored 61 out of 100 on adjustability, significantly lower, but compensates with a different strategy. It ships in 3 sizes, A, B, and C, each with distinct seat dimensions. The Posture Fit SL targets both the sacrum and lumbar curve simultaneously, and the 8Z pellicle mesh zones different tensions across different body regions. It lacks seat depth adjustment entirely, which is why the sizing model exists. Its 12-year warranty covers up to 350 pounds on B and C sizes. At around $2,100 fully loaded, the per-year cost runs about $175, but the pellicle mesh does not compress the way foam does, and these chairs routinely last 15 to 20 years. In the mid-range, the Branch Ergonomic Chair Pro hits roughly 80% of the Leap V2's adjustability, 3D armrests, adjustable lumbar, weight-sensitive recline at $400, a quarter of the Leap's new price. Most people skip the ownership math entirely. A $400 chair requiring $200 in repairs every 3 years costs $200 per year. The $1,600 Leap at $116 per year is the cheaper chair. BTOD's 2024 warranty claim analysis found that 63% of office chair warranty claims get denied. The chairs with the lowest denial rates are the ones with 12-year no exclusions coverage, which belong, not coincidentally, to the manufacturers who test to the most demanding durability standards. My friend's $160 chair had aerospace-grade mesh and 12,000 reviews. It did not have adjustable seat depth. It did not have adjustable lumbar height. Its armrests moved in 1 dimension. He did not know to check for any of that because the listing never told him those were the specs that would determine whether his back hurt at 2 in the afternoon. 14 bullet points, and not one of them was a measurement.